Yo, I think y'all gonna love this. Yo, it's your man Cashmere, California. Listen, what if hip hop had a draft? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Think about it. I'm watching the 2025 NFL draft season building up, and I'm thinking to myself, like, it's dope to see all of these prospects, to see all of these analysts and recruiters, and they're out and they're having interviews and watching tape and film and giving them grades and coming up with boards to figure out how they're going to approach the draft. And I'm thinking to myself, this is how they get the top talent in the country. This is their way of going through with a fine tooth comb and finding out who's the best of the best of the best to be in our league. And I'm thinking to myself, what if hip hop had that? Like, don't get me wrong, we call hip hop a sport, so you can still play it. Like, people can still play football. You can still go play catch at the park. It's all good. However, to get into the league, though, it's a little different. So to get into the hip hop, go ahead and rap. Rap. Throw your stuff online, spit your bars, bro. It's all good. But if you want to get in the league, that's a different level. And you got to show that level. So now when people go and cop the material, when people go and spend money, now the consumer feels like, I know I'm getting a quality product because I'm paid for something from the league. When I go to this show, when I pay for this album, this download, I know it's quality. All right, so if we did have a league, the league right now has teams. Teams are represented by different cities, right? Cool. So what if you took that same blueprint and you had teams that were affiliated with either different regions or different cities, like the New York Pioneers? Y'all like that in NY. That's shout out to y'all. Respect. The Atlanta Southerners, LA Swag Academy, the San Francisco Gold Squad. You know what? Now that I think about that one, it sounds too much like give it up to the Red Squad, the Houston Choppers. Okay. So let's just take that, right? Let's think of that idea. So first off, no labels, because labels mess it up. This has to be an independent thing. It would have to be ran a certain way by people that the community trusts. So you take that framework of what they do in the NFL draft, and now you actually have a level of quality to step into the premier levels of hip hop. Like, bro, I can see it now. Like, look at the punch count. Look at the in and out of styles. Come on, look at the sales. Like, coming out of Kansas, there's no way you should be able to put up numbers like that. So nothing goes to a punch count that's been a 95 at every feature she's been on. Every single feature she's been on.
Yeah. I mean,
this is nothing new. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that it can provide a new level of excellence for hip hop. What if hip hop was all pros? I get it. You're probably like, well, but what about the competition factor? What about the little guy that finally like dethrones the top guy that's from the label and this guy made it independent? Like, what about that? I get it. I'm not saying that that's not an incredible story. However, what you end up having is like a million independent guys, and only 2 of them are good enough to actually dethrone the person from the label. But because of the other 999,998, you never get a chance to hear them. So they sit around on YouTube, on all these streaming services with 12 views, and the guy at the top still is rocking. But guess what? If you had a draft and there was a process for that guy to actually get in front of the right people to be heard and then to get put onto a team to get him that viewership, now you don't have one guy up top anymore. Now it's a whole group. When you think of the NFL, you don't think of one guy. You see, you making my point. That was you talking. I got it. But you're making my point. In hip hop right now, you can think of the 1 or 2 guys that are kind of running things at any given time period. But when you think of the NFL, you can't do that. You might be like, oh yeah, Mahomes is fire, Brady is great. They're not going to be the only people you talk about because every team has their standouts. That's what I'm looking for hip hop. I think that'll elevate hip hop to a whole nother level. No longer is it just us watching Kendrick and Drake battle it out, wishing that J. Cole was a part of it, watching Wayne on the side do freestyles. Like, all right, that's cool. But if I can explain to you hip hop that year in 2 handfuls of rappers, that ain't good enough. Hip hop is bigger than that. If you feel me, please comment below. Please like the video. Please share it and then give me your opinion. Do you have a better name than, the Houston Choppers? Do you have your own name for another city? I ain't even say Detroit or St. Louis or Miami. I ain't even get to every spot. So tell me what y'all think. Can we actually have a professional level of hip hop one day, to the point where we actually need a hip hop draft? This is the Hip Hop Report. I'm your man, Cashmere, California. Stay in tune with the culture by staying in tune with me. I holla at y'all.